Good afternoon. It's only just afternoon as well. I thought I'd be able to catch a few at dinner time. Hello, Vic. I don't know how many will come in at this time of day, but I thought I'd have a go. I haven't been live on this channel for a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd put something on there. Obviously, we've got the members to give away for this month, so I thought I'd be at it. So just put that on, keep them happy, get it behind the old age gate. You know how it is. I tried to go live and I'd got this wrong stream key in, so I don't know if it's going to show up on the other channel or not. So happy Wednesday. Hope you're all having a lovely day. I'm not sure how many, that's to say, I'm not sure how many's going to come in. It wasn't even scheduled. I just sat there and I thought, well, let's have a live. We haven't done one for a while. Got to keep it going. I've just been playing with a new AI tool that Graham pointed me towards for cutting your content up into shorts, and I'm scheduled up now on the other channel until the 10th of September. So there'll be a shorter day at 7 p.m. until the 10th of September. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep through, and I'm just going to add a short every single day all the way through. So anyway, quick buffet. I ain't got the bottles with me. I've left them downstairs. This is how planned it was. What's in this one? I think I've got a bottle of it here. A little bit of my own brew. I call it Molly Lolly Double Sour. There's some Mullenbury Rocket Lolly in there with some rhubarb and just some extra sour stuff. Bit of a generic label, so it's not really that interesting to look at. It's just so I know what it is. With this, what I normally do is I make them in 100 mils and then pour them off into smaller bottles so I can have them in the cab. Actually, Nev's gave me that. It's one of those little Vaporesso cube things. It's spot on, to be honest. I can't remember what pod's in there. 0.8 with the airflow nearly off, I think. Decent cloud, lovely flavour off those pods as well. They last for ages. Driving the lorries, all right. Yeah, don't start texting then if you're doing that, because you'll be in a bit of trouble. I've also got this. Which one's this one? The Cross 4, isn't it? I always use this in suck it in C mode, because if you put it in your pocket, it doesn't do it. The good thing about these is you can also adjust the power. So I've just got it on that second one. If you get it on the third one, it is a little bit too strong, to be honest, and it tends to spit a bit. I don't think it does your pod any good. If you have it in the second one, it's fantastic. Do you know, somebody pulls up outside here every day and does that. And in that, I've got another one of my own mixes, which is a lemon and lime. It's nice. Oof. Then in that one, which is mine, that sort of daily driver, when I'm in the cab, I alternate. I've got two of these and I alternate with two of them, 23 watts. Little 0.5 Alien from still what was left from John over at Proper Coils. And I've got the same stuff in that, which is that Mullenbury Double Sour. I've been using that Molly Lolly for ages and I actually went off it for a long time. And then I started mixing with it again, put a bit of rhubarb in, and it's a completely different flavour. I've also got this set up. This has got some undisclosed liquid in there I can't tell you about. It's an autumn liquid from one of the companies, and I'm not allowed to say anything about it, but it's very nice. If you go into Expo in the UK, you'll be seeing that there. That is lovely. So that's about all I'm vaping on, really. I can't find the coils. I've got 2 boxes of coils for the Armour Max, for the iTank, for the Armour Max, and I can't find them anywhere, but they'll be somewhere, won't they? And also I've got to show you the stack mod. Not vaping it at the minute, but check your bits. So for those that don't know, we had a party the other day, a thank you party for all the people that had, or for some of the people, representatives of different communities that had helped out with sort of doing things for Lou since she got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. But this came from Stackmod. This is a Menelaus. This one's actually dual 18650 parallel. So you don't have to get some kick off that. And on top of that, I've got the Asgard 30mm, which was the Storm version, and I broke the side out of the cap. So I got that at Expo from Bearded Viking Customs. Obviously, you'd have to look for them on his website somewhere. And you can get them. They're not expensive either. But it meant that the RDA actually got a second life. Spirit Hunter, I made a peach raspberry. I bet that's nice. That sounds like something that Dispergo would make. They come up with stuff like that, and it doesn't have the flavours in them. Don't have kick. It's especially on a warm summer day. They're fabulous. I took the label off the bottle, so I didn't actually accidentally show it. But that's what's in that Arbiter. It's the Arbiter 1, which is my favourite out of the Arbiters. And obviously on the Grrr Dual 21700. One thing I did do, I actually left that because I'd had Onyx in it, and it takes a bit of getting out. I left it in the water for about 3 or 4 days. And I need to, next time I re-wick it, I need to completely take it apart because I can't move the airflow around. I don't know what's happened to it. So that's all I've got to show you, really. Yeah, I've been doing this, I can't, what's it called? Opus Clip. If you're a caster and you want to put some good shorts up out of your original content, they mix it all up for you and put the casters in at different levels. It's like AI. It's brilliant. My favourite vape is cucumber mint for the summer. Yeah, I can understand that. I love the taste of cucumber anyway, but not the rind. If I eat it, we have to take the rind off it anyway because it gives me chronic indigestion. But I just like that fresh taste. I got these free at Expo. These are from a Korean company. They were just packing up. I said, "Dear, take a couple of them with you." That aloe vera is lovely. One of them's better than the other. I can't remember which one it is. I ain't actually. I was vaping theirs at the Expo, but I've not put any nick in it yet. So it was really kind of him. Obviously, that's a short fill. I think it was this one that I preferred. This one was a little bit more plain. The other one, it sort of jazzed up a bit, and it wasn't as nice as this. I wish I got 2 bottles of this, to be honest. It might have been the other one. I tried it nicotine free in the Sublime tank and it was banging. Yeah, it was that one, I think. No, I think it was the other one. So one of them was, that one's Aloe Fest Girl. So that was the one what they've funked up a bit. Got a bit of cooling in. I think the other one's better, to be honest. Got like graphs on the back to tell you what's in it. Oh, you get yours from Flavour. I use a lot of Mullenbury stuff, especially for the simple reason that Rainbow Vapes have been selling them off cheap. So I've got loads of them. Nick, Mr. Nevins, he gave me a big box full about 2 years ago, and I'm just sort of stuck with them. And I say, luckily enough, I've been getting them real cheap. I've got hundreds of mils of it because I just kept buying it. Every time I made an order, I had a look through. I think I bought them out of Shock, which is one of my favourites, like an anise flavoured with fruit. And I've got 250 mil of that, I think. But I use it all the time in mouth to lung stuff because it's nice and strong. This is another one I like. This is Aromax's root beer, which is like a root beer ice cream float. That's really nice. I don't know if they sent me a bottle out. I can't remember if I just bought it, to be honest. Obviously, nobody sends much out nowadays. There's not really a lot going on, is there, with the old reviewing on YouTube? That is lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I've got their tobacco as well, which is a full-on tobacco. I've also got some other bottles, but I've stopped adding nick to stuff because if you don't watch it, it goes brown and gets wasted, so there's no point. So I just leave it, as it is because it's not going to go off, is it? It's like a fruit thing. I don't know, I'm looking over there. You're over there, aren't you? My throat is a little bit craggy. I don't know whether it's the pollen or what it is, but it's been like it for a few days now. So Sunday we had a party. Pugs and Nebs came from the vaping community. It'd been nice to invite everybody, but it'd have been a bit of a job, wouldn't it? And then when you got them there, you had to feed them and make sure they were all right. But I think we ended up with about 100 people there, all in the back garden. We had 45 minutes of rain that was really light, and all of a sudden it said there was going to be, it was going to stop in 11 minutes, and 11 minutes later it stopped. I'm the manager of a vape shop. There's a flavour ban in my state. Should I get round it? We sell unflavoured with flavour shots. Does that work? Does that actually work? I don't know why they don't just leave us alone, to be honest. They sell cigarettes anywhere they want to, and then they're going on about this all the time. It seems to have calmed down here in the UK, and I think the government's got quite a lot to do just at the minute, but I'm expecting something happening because they just can't stop meddling, can they? I didn't see any of the people that were rioting vaping, so we should be safe for that, because otherwise we'd be blaming that on that, wouldn't they? So I don't know if this has stopped now. I don't actually watch news because there's no point, is there really? It don't make any difference finding out what has happened. Got Prime Minister there jumping up and down going, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do the other. If I get a few more people in, I'm going to do the August members giveaway. Well, I could give 5 away and then chances are you two will get one each, so that might be good. Memberships. Super stickers. Membership gifting. I've got 10 to give away, so I'll give away 5. You watch, I bet they don't give you one each. My gift has been announced in live chat. There you go, Bick got one. CC Core's got another one. Neil Pitts, he always gets one. Ian Thomas got one. And Frankie Jazz. Frankie Jazz 24/7. That's how they get round it, is it? But there's no real ban on importation, I don't think, in the... Mick watches vape builds and gay porn exclusively. Of course I do. Any porn in a storm, as they say. To be honest, you're more than welcome, but sadly we don't have any... we can't, say, right, you can have one and you can have one. And sometimes it gives them to people who are, haven't been in the chat for forever. So somebody will get an email saying that's nice. What did seem to do at one bit, where if you give them out too often, there was people that unsubscribed because they didn't want to be a member. The member thought they were going to charge them or something. So they all ran off. So still over here, we're still doing the same thing. I haven't been in a vape shop for a long time because I've just started really vaping mouth to lung most of the time. And I'm making it myself anyway, so it's a bit pointless. I might have to nip in to get some coils for this at some point. I was quite lucky when I was reviewing for Vapresso. They sent every coil for these devices that they made. So I ended up with loads of them. Did a quick review on a few of them and then off they went away. But they don't send anything out at all now. I ain't had anything out vape related for a long time. The last thing I got for review was gifted at the expo. And I've got 2 bottles to do, really. I suppose I could review that aloe vera stuff, but the chances of getting hold of it all the way from Korea are probably a little bit... I don't cry over not getting a free membership. The channel doesn't change. It's still good. Yeah, well, I say I can't actually pick them and give them to you. So, because I say, obviously, what you'd do today, wouldn't you? The people that are in, you'd give them a free membership. But it just picks them randomly, and I say it will come up with somebody that's never been in the chat for 2 years for some strange reason. I don't know if anybody's tried one of them. The Albrique 2. If you're into your mouth to lung, or reduced direct lung, really, it will focus at some point, I can assure you. There we go. Maybe. I think it's seeing that road, isn't it? My dream is to have a camera like Bix, so you can blur the background and stuff like that. So whereabouts are you? Which state are you in? been to America. I've been 6 times. I've been to Florida 4 times. Been to Chicago, and I've been to Vegas. Do they class Vegas as America, or is it a bit like London over here? It's not really. It's not really representative of the rest of the country. Are you busy, Mark? Are you flying around on the tractor? I don't think you're not arable, are you? So you're not having any harvest or anything to do. Your cows grow every day. You ain't got to harvest them. Rhode Island, is that New York? I'm not. Excuse me if I'm wrong. That would work out right, because there is a flavour ban in New York, isn't there? Isn't it nice, though, when you can, they put something in place and then you just nip round the back of them and get them that way. You know what I mean? You'd come up with a different plan. That's how we ended up with short fills over here. You just actually put the juice in the thing and then sell them the nicotine rather than selling them the nicotine and the stuff. Oh, it's a small estate. So I'm not really... I say I've been to America and I love America. I love Florida. I don't think we'll ever be able to afford to go again now, because with the exchange rate and our... you know, you seem to earn more money than what we do in the US financially. Oh, New England. Oh, nice. Oh, that'd be lovely. I've not been there. I've not been there at all. I've quite fancied that. It always looks really nice. I like the styles of the houses. Now, whether it's a bit like Miami, where they only show you that main street with all the Art Deco, and some friends of mine went and said 2 streets back, there's somebody taking a shit on the path because they're homeless. And then you walk down the Art Deco bit, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But I say I've never been, so I don't know. But I enjoyed Vegas. We were there for a week. My daughter got married on one of the days, so we were a bit busy then. But Vegas was like a theme park for adults. I really enjoyed that. But Florida, I absolutely adore Florida. I like to get to Florida and upgrade the car by about 3 spots and ride around in some sort of amazing machine for a couple of weeks like a millionaire. But as I said, sadly, I don't think we'll be able to manage it. I don't think we'll make it again. Not unless Mark sends me a load of money, because he's a rich farmer. You never know. He might pay for me to go. I want some serious money over here, them farmers. Round around in Range Rovers and just eat caviar all day. It must be awful. I'm surprised how quiet it is. They all think we've gone away? Or is people not watching YouTubes anymore? I suppose if you've got your kids out, it's usually good in the school times, because you'll catch quite a few people that are... in the, you know, on the lunch break or stuff like that. But I suppose if you've got 3 or 4 kids in the house, it'd be a bit difficult to watch YouTube. That was an old joke in Florida. It's God's waiting room. The snowbirds and stuff like that go down there. It is quite a laid back place, isn't it? Unless you get into theme parks and they're bloody busy. But I really like it. I'd get on a golf estate or something like that in one of those 4-bedroomed houses. It was lovely. A lovely place. The only thing I did find out is American tourists don't know a lot about roundabouts, and there is a few in the Gulf area of Florida. And you need to get around one pretty quick if there's a tourist coming, because they've no idea what to do. Whereas England is absolutely full of roundabouts, so we know exactly what we're doing. I need to move that chat, it's awkward. I know what I need to do with it. I need to put it there. And then I'll be able to look at the chat and look at the camera at the same time, eh? Upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing. So as I say, if you're a caster, have a look at that Opus clip. It gives you a free thing. You download one of your videos into it, and then it clips it up for you and gives you a score to see how likely it is to succeed. And some of the ones I put a review on some tweezers, and they weren't so good. But then I put a live stream in that me and Bill did, and it was coming up with A-minuses. So I've scheduled them all to come out as shorts. And even though the casters were sat side by side, it puts you on top of each other, so you're in that view, and then cuts out all the crap behind you. It looks really good. So I'd be interested to see how they take off. It's amazing with this because I say I hadn't uploaded a lot for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden the subscribers have gone up. You watch, I'll do a live stream, they'll all leave you. Probably think I'm crap. So what's the? Do you sell rebuildables still in vape shops in the US? Can you get a mech in there? Can you get RDAs in there? Is there anything sort of coming out to you, or is it just the same as a lot of other places where it's all sort of pod related and that type of thing? Yeah, that was the best idea I've ever had. I can actually see the chat now. My old eyes. Let's get the other 5 away while I'm here, because I don't know if I'll make it back before. You might get one of the second lot. Membership gifting. Give 5 away. Did you get one? Did you get one? Oh, Mark got one. Mr. Hinchliffe, he got one. JVJ got one. Edgy B got one. And Mr. Hanky Panky. No, sorry. Close but no cigar. I don't know what you've got to do to get them. Yeah, that's right. And I suppose the real reason is, I mean, you buy this thing and a 0.4 pod, so that I think the device over here is probably 20, 25 quid, I'm not really sure. The pods are £2 each. You put some juice in it, give it 5 minutes, and you start vaping. And it's a perfect vape. So you can understand people that never go any further than these, because it's just, some people just want to stop smoking, don't they? And I suppose, that like a lot of people have disposables over here, but although not as many as they did, you don't seem to see them like you did. Whether it was that little thing we had with our government last year, and I'm not sure, but they don't seem to chuck them. You don't seem to be selling them like they did. I think people sort of got a little bit scared and thought, hey, I better try and find something that's better. And then that's what they've done. They've gone on to that. Good damn morning. Morning, Arnie. Nice to see you. If you don't know, Arnie's over in Florida. I think he lives on the Strip in Miami, in one of them really posh Art Deco buildings. But I might be lying. Tell you what, that lemon and lime's nice. It's a real zesty. It's been stood a while as well, so it's punching now. Caliburns. Do you sell these? This is a Cross 4. I think there's a Pro as well. This is a lovely device. It's very. If you were coming from cigarette and you were looking for something, it's not. You can get it in between your fingers just the same. It's got adjustable airflow, and these 0.4 pods, if you get a good one, are really, really good. But apparently there is a few that haven't been good, which is a shame. I don't know where Connor Smith is, and I ain't seen no to Connor since he's moved into his new house. I bet he's living the life. He's got Millie around there doing the cooking and the cleaning. So I just thought I'd pop on here and, transition for a newbie, easy, exactly. But the disposables do as well, don't they? But the trouble is with disposable is you're throwing the battery away after 400 puffs and all that plastic. I mean, they're taking plastic bags here out of shops and trying to sell you paper ones for a fortune and all that type of thing. So, they're not going to want you to have a load of plastic about. And the wrong vape shops over here are selling them to they're not even vape shops, really. They're little convenience stores. And they are basically selling them to kids. And then we get the big ones that you're not supposed to have, and they're buying them. It does need regulation. They want to just put them in vape shops or something. I tell us because smoking is a 3-part addiction: chemical, which is the nicotine; psychological, which is the blowing out; and physically holding something. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's the only reason I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking for 10 months once with patches and gums. And no, I didn't use patches. I just used the gums and the lozenges. And every minute of every day I wanted to smoke. because it's that physical thing of sitting down, putting your feet up, inhaling something and exhaling something. So that is the reason that people manage to stop smoking. And the only problem really is with all these bans and flavour bans is that the people that are making the money out of cigarettes didn't actually make any money out of the vaping. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Disposables here have 15 milligrams of nicotine. We've got a cap over here of 20, whether that be freebase or salts. And I don't, it makes you wonder if in the US they would have got on better if they'd done that. I don't think they would, though, because I think they pure and simply wanted to get rid of it because they weren't getting the money. It just seems weird how our government can pretend that they're looking after a nation's health and sell deadly tobacco cigarettes in a shop and then tell you that flavoured nicotine vapes are really bad for you. And then spend millions and billions on campaigns to make it look like they actually are. You go on TikTok and there's people dressed in scrubs and you can tell they're in their own house. Why on earth you'd want to wear scrubs in your own house? And then stand there and talk about stuff. And when you actually look into the doctor, he's nothing to do with that. He's something to do with eyes or something like that. And he's obviously getting paid and it's wrong. I just expose them. I'll just put something in the chat like what you're doing dressed like a doctor at home. And you know what I mean? It's just pure and simply for the theatrics, just to make it look like they actually believe what they're saying. In actual fact, they're getting paid. Exactly. Yeah, we've got the same here. It's all the same people who have come over from the same countries. And they open these shops up and they pop up for a bit and then they move to somewhere else and that pops up for a bit. What they've done now is because they also sell fake cigarettes as well with the sweepings up of tobacco off the floor because cigarettes are really expensive in the UK now. I think about on the par with what they are in California. There was somebody in the chat the other week and they were saying that they were over 20 quid a packet somewhere. I think they're about 15 on average. But if you roll your own cigarettes now, the 50 grams of tobacco is somewhere up near about 40 quid. So if you're doing one of them a week, it's a lot out your wages. So, they are sort of pricing them out of a job, but the world's gone balmy, though. Some people just need to do what they want to do. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because a lot of people, if you've been on cigarettes for years, and you go into a vape shop and you're looking for advice, and they actually give you the wrong advice, so they'll say, "Oh, why don't you try this latest $100 device?" You'll be able to blow loads of clouds and it'll be amazing. But if you've been smoking cigarettes, you're probably looking for a tight draw mouth along with a fair amount of nicotine in there to give you a simulation of what you were getting when you were smoking. But just blowing big clouds of vapor out is not going to help some people, whereas other people will go straight onto it and just blow clouds of vapor out. $10 or 10 to 15 in the US. Yeah, I don't know, I used to smoke Marlboro Lights one after the other, about 30 a day. And I certainly won't be able to afford to smoke them now. It would be ridiculous. You just, how can you do it? And basically now, you buy some flavourings, put them in a bottle, chuck them together. Within a week, you've got a decent liquid. And 100ml mouth to lung will last you a month and a half. Something like that. I alternate between two different flavours just because for the simple reason I don't want to get bored. Some days I'll take out, I do one what's Mullenbury Shock, which is that anise. And then there's cranberry in there and I can't think what else is in there. I'll put sour in it as well. That's sour. Hello, Paul. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. You've got a free membership, so we love you. Forgot to tell Bick we loved him as well, even though he's driving his box van. I used talk to text, so I might spell it wrong. For a newbie, buying a vape here takes around 45 minutes to an hour. I asked them how much they have smoked and a lot of other questions so I can get the right device. Well, that's it. And that's the way it should be. That when I went into a vape shop, that was exactly what they did. I suppose looking back on it now, sometimes they give you a little bit of advice. Like, oh, what did you smoke? Oh, well, I used to smoke Marlboros. Oh, well, we've got this tobacco juice here. Go off and try that. And the early tobacco juices, well, not even early, I suppose, but 2016 when I stopped. One of them in particular was absolutely bloody awful, and it stunk. Wherever you were, it stunk it out. But the one that stopped me was cranberry. What was it? Strawberry champagne. And I can never remember what the name of the company. They're long gone anyway. It was a strawberry and champagne one, and I vaped that for about 3 years till I couldn't get it anymore. Used to buy it in 60ml bottles with a nick in it. Yeah, that's right, Arnie. 45 years cigs, 10 years vape. Fuck cigs. I think one thing was we were all sort of ready to pack up. I was ready to pack up. I was wheezing in the morning, coughing lumps up. And you start to get frightened when you're watching adverts and stuff like that. Cherry Jubilee. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's weird. Some people don't like cherry. I've got a message. That's only Graham. It's not only Graham. Yeah, it's weird what people stop on it. I was on Space Jam Galactica, that's what it was called. Used to buy it in 60ml bottles for about 15 quid a bottle from Vape Club over here. And all of a sudden they said, oh, we can't get any more. And then I got in touch with Vape Jam and they said, oh, we stopped making that 2 years ago. So they were just buying stocks like that. And then when I looked, I think Space Jam had gone. They used to do all sorts of fancy things, didn't they? But I don't know. It'd be nice to find a bottle that was fresh now and try it just to see if I still like it, because maybe my tastes have changed. So, anybody interested in what setup I'm using? I'm using the SM7B. This is for the people on the replay, if there is anybody on the replay. I've got the Rode arm on there to keep it up in the air, and I'll go into a Procaster Duo now from Rode. And that was one of the best things I've ever bought. I bought nearly every audio box and mixer and stuff like that. And I was actually going to buy a Yamaha one. And then I decided to go after the Rodecaster. I was looking at the Rodecaster Pro, but there's no point in me having one of them because it's just a lot more ports for different. If you were doing a podcast, 6 people around a table, I only need 2. I only really need 1 because it's only me here. It's only ever going to be me here. And I think I've got the sound I've wanted for a long, long time, so it's working well. And the good thing is you don't need a cloud lifter because it's got 55 decibels of gain straight out the back of the box. So I rarely do anything on a Wednesday because normally my wife's off, but today she's popped over to look after the grandkids for a few hours, so I thought I'd just put these shorts up and schedule them. And then while I was sat there, I thought, do you know what? I ain't been live on that channel for a couple of weeks, so it's about time I popped in to see if anybody's about. And obviously there is. There's a few people here. One thing they did say was this AI thing, it gives you a bit of advice of where you were going wrong with what you were doing to make these shorts, to try and make them a bit, that they'll go out. And it said, at the end of your stream, don't ask people to like and subscribe because it sounds like you're begging. So I'm not going to say it anymore. Do you do any casting then, Spirit Hunter? Do you do any YouTubing, or are you just a watcher? I started doing this in the first vape show I ever really watched was the Vape Team when I was in Florida in 2019. I actually caught them live at 8 o'clock at night or whatever in Florida. So it was about the time that they used to go out. Whereas in the UK, you'd always have to stay at, you would have to stay at 1 o'clock in the morning. And that is the first vape show I'd ever seen on YouTube. Up until then, I used to use YouTube to go on to see if, like when you wanted to turn your service light out in your car, or you wanted to find out how to get, the switch out the back of something or something like that. And then that was where it all started. And I thought, you know what, I could really get into that. So I said to Bill, obviously, there's the other guy that is on here with me a lot of the time, or some of the time. I said, I'm going to start up a vape show. And he said, all right, thinking I was talking out of my arse. And within a couple of weeks, we were casting. And it's gone on from there. So we've been here about just over 4 years. Hello, Chris. How are you doing, mate? We love you. You must have just got... Did you get that free or did you pay for it? Let's have a look. See, did you get one? You must have got one at some point. You must have bought it. It doesn't mention you in here. Does it mention you? Thank you very much. No, you didn't get it for now. Bless you, sir. Bless you. Anyway, I don't know what else we're going to look at. We've looked at a lot of things over the years. Oh, you did it last time. You were in. Bless you. We have got a few that stay about. But I thought I'd better come on here and put some content on. Otherwise, they won't be bothering to watch me. I don't know if I've done this, but I might just show you what a Rodecaster looks like. I think I did it on the other channel, to be honest. So put the old camera down and give you a look. It's a pretty fancy thing. Show you. My camera's not amazing for doing this job, but we'll have a go. I actually just used one of them book readers that I bought ages ago. Because those fancy cameras like Bics are a bit pretty pricey. Let's see if I can get a good picture on it. It's not too bad. For those that have not seen one, this is what a Rodecaster Duo looks like. As you see, the one on the left-hand side, that's where my microphone goes into. It's hard to see it all because it's not really meant for this. That's the speaker off my computer. That's the base of the camera. So let's focus up there. See, that's my voice, and you can add different things to it on these sliders. The next one you can actually plug a guitar into, or you can have another microphone in there if you wanted to. So if you were sat opposite ends of the room, you can do like a podcast, a dual podcast. Hang on a minute. It's been great chatting with you, mate. I have a deadline for a gallery and I have to finish this painting. Everyone have a great night. Well, yeah, excellent. Thank you very much. Nice for you to come in. It's nice to have a chat to you. I don't remember chatting to you before, to be honest, but I maybe have done. We spoke to quite a lot of people over the last 4 years, and sometimes it's not easy to remember. So let's go on to, I've never really touched this since I got it set up, so I'll have to remember how you do it. Do you press that? That's it. So all you do, when you plug it in, you select that profile, and it comes up with 55 decibels a gain, so you don't need a cloud lifter to actually power this microphone. But if you put another microphone in there, you can just click on a different profile and it sets everything up. And this is the processor. So this is what my voice sounds like with that amount of depth, that amount of sparkle, and that amount of punch. But if you switch it off, it sounds completely different. So that's with no processing whatsoever, and that probably sounds a little bit flatter and a little bit blander. And then you just press that magic button there, and it puts everything back on. How cool is that? And that's where you get your sound from. These here, you can, if you're really into your casting, and you can put all sorts of different templates in there. I don't even know if I've got them turned up, to be honest. Ooh. you're supposed to switch it off as well. Sorry if that blew your ears out. I don't know what it did, but anyway, it makes a noise. So that's what one of them looks like. If anybody's interested. If you've got headphones on, I'm sorry about that. But it's not something I use, to be honest. So it's a little bit of overkill for what I wanted it for, but at least I've got everything in one place. Right, I better clear off. 43 minutes. I think that's enough of me waffling. I need to get on. I've got some videos to do for the other channel before the wife gets back. And it's been lovely to pop in and say hello. Shame we didn't get a few more in, but I think we've done all right. Very kind of you to support us. And if you're a member, we love you. I'm just going to find out how to leave. We'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.